Now we're going to roll into the media realm again, and this time we're talking about Onboard and Whitelines. So basically, Onboard disappeared-ish, and now there's Whitelines Mag, which has always been there, and now there's Whitelines Gear.
Well, snowboard gear. Whitelines Snowboard Gear.
Right, yeah, Whitelines Snowboard Gear.
Which I think is the rebranding of Onboard Mag's like social media presence, so basically it's like very gear oriented, but and they just put up 600 and something reviews. I use that term loosely. It's a lot of product regurgitation, but they did put personal quotes from people that tested it.
Yeah, so you're either making up a lot of shit or actually maybe wrote some stuff.
No, they definitely wrote stuff. Yeah. I could tell. I read enough quotes from people, but it's all still like everything's. I haven't found anything negative, but I mean, there's 600 and something things, so I obviously didn't look.
Right. I mean, yeah, scrolling through this, like there is a shit ton of boards.
Actually, in boards, I think they only had like 20 something total that they had reviewed, but it's like so many products because they did every fucking thing.
Yeah.
But they only went for like the heavy hitter boards. Which Snowboarder magazine did that with their latest issue, and then they've been hyping it online too. And it's literally just market regurgitation, which is so sad because it's like, don't call it a fucking review.
Yeah.
If all you're gonna do is it's a product preview of products that are already out and doing that. But the bigger thing is like seeing it's more constriction if Onboard's gone, and you got Whitelines kind of expanding in there, but you're still constricting because it's still the same parent company. I'm going to assume they cannibalized some of the staff.
Yeah.
And did that, which, I mean, for anyone in North America, they're like, what the fuck is Whitelines? What the fuck's Onboard?
Yeah, a lot of people out in the U.S. have no idea who those publications even are,
But if you're European, you know exactly what we're talking about over there. Method Magazine's still going. I was tooling around on the internet, just looking through everything, and it's really telling the current state. Like you look at it and you're like, holy shit, they're trying to get into the affiliate game to get sales. That's really what it is. It's like a shotgun blast for affiliate sales.
Yeah,
but it's pretty freaking funny to see after 11 years they're suddenly going more gear focused on than they've ever been. Like a lot of publications are, and they're really trying to do this now. And it's like, meanwhile, I had to struggle for legitimacy for us for years and years and years. So I don't know. Like I think we're going to see more constriction in the next 2 years.
I think we will too. I think just like what happened, a few years ago with snowboard brands. Like the snowboard industry on the product side shrank. Now the media side's going to shrink.
Well, yeah, it's going to continuously shrink. I think it's also there's that whole paradigm shift. Like, I mean, it's really telling when Snowboarder magazine only has like 139,000 or 140 something subscribers on YouTube, and Snowboard Pro Camp's got like 500,000.
Yeah,
like it's just
that says everything right there.
Right there, just the whole, or the fact that I was keeping an eye. I was like audited Snowboard Magazine's YouTube channel versus ours the other day. So we average about 6,000, 7,000 views every day, and they only average 15,000 views. And they've got, 130 times like what we have in subscribers.
Right.
And then, what else was it? But, they also have 2,200 videos, and we've got 900 and I think we're at 968 videos on the channel. So like they got over double what we have, and they're still hurting. Like I put out a top 5, it gets 4,500 views in 72 hours. They put out a fresh and tracked, and it gets like 2,300 in the same time. It's pretty. I just feel like that constriction is definitely gonna happen. So
yeah.
I'm curious to see what Whitelines is actually going to do. Like, I think with that snowboard gear side of things, like they're
considering they have more or less an entire separate publication dedicated to gear.
But is it a one-time? I don't know if it's
right,
because they do
is
have
this
a print.
it's just like basically like
every
just their
fall.
buyer guide gear drop, and that's the only time they're ever going to work it, or is it going to be something that they can?
Well, they're pushing on social media, so you see it on like Facebook and stuff that they're pushing. But it's all stuff that when they did that 600 plus post drop, so so there's that. So you look at it and you go, well, what are you guys doing? How are you doing this? Why are you doing this?
Mm-hmm.
And where are you going to go from here?
Yeah.
So I'm curious, like right now we hold the record for the most snowboard reviews dropped in a day, which is obscene. I never want to do that again.
No.
But at the same time, they're not reviews. They're just blurbs.
Yeah.
Like, well,
you go and click on, like I clicked on the Rome Ravine one, like they tell you, you can go to your specific categories, but you can just click on the model below. And you click on like the ravine, and it's literally like a 4-sentence little blurb about it, and it just basically it says Alec rides it, so you should get one. Like that's not a review. That's not even close to a review. That's not even catalog blurb. That's just this pro rider rides it. Go get one.
Yeah. So
like they barely even talk about it. So like I'm definitely curious to see where this goes, especially because as far as big media is concerned, there is a hole for reviews. If anybody's ever actually going to do real ones. And
well, with Transworld gone, like I've noticed the spike that we have, and I've had companies even say, because they're gone, you're primed to be the next, because they're not going to go to the good ride, because they're like, well, they will, because it's a yes man and he'll do stuff, but they're like coming to me and they're going, hey,
they will, because all it costs them to get a little bit of free advertising, because he does get a shit ton of views, is shipping.
Well,
and
no, they
maybe a board.
No, I'm pretty sure he keeps most of his product.
Right, because he's a jackass. We don't do that. But still, so like that's all it cost him, which isn't much.
No, in the grand
it's
scheme
certainly
of things,
less than it used to cost him to get Goodwoods.
At one point, it was like $50,000 for a one-page ad, and Transworld's buyer's guide, then it was like $25,000, and then I think at the end there it was only like $10,000 or something.
Yeah,
still, it was expensive. You're still spending $1,000.
Yeah, $10,000 versus you send a board and pay for shipping to one dude, and he just jerks you off.
Yeah.
Perfect. It's a no-brainer. So I get it. We would rather he literally never exist again, but it is what it is, and it makes
the offer
sense
still stands if he ever wants to do a public debate on YouTube. I would love to do a live stream YouTube debate with him. I think everyone would see. They've already seen from the videos how much he stutters to begin with.
Yeah.
But I think on the spot, he wouldn't know what to do.
Yeah.
Whereas everyone at this point, you've seen. You turn the camera on me, and it's just like boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
And was it the Friday the 13th live streams? I got 3.5 hours of sleep before I did that. Like, I didn't get a full night's sleep, and I managed to do 7.5 hours of live streams.
Yeah. And
answer everyone's questions. I was a little loopy on the end at the angry late night, but that was more blood sugar than anything. Yeah. So, it's really interesting to see this. Also, the other thing is, like, with Snowboarder, did you see their new thing where they're doing the mid cover inside the magazine? So like you have the front cover, and then about halfway in, you open it, and there's a second cover in there.
I haven't pulled a physical copy of it.
Oh, I'll show you after this. I've got one over there. I'll show you. But it's the funniest shit, because you have the main cover, and then you have a mid cover, and the mid cover, and they're pushing this. They're like, so and so got the mid cover. I get it for rider recognition. It's cool. Sure. It's like they got this thing, but you're still pushing that print medium, and it's like, guys, the people that would care for a magazine have diminished so much. You need to go full digital. Like I was saying that 10 years ago, you need to be full digital. Like if you would do an afterthought thing where you do a subscription, but they're still trying to push it. They're giving it's free at core shops and stuff. So I go to the Underground here and pick up my copy, which, by the way, November 7th is Locals Appreciation Day. 20% off, all new stuff for sale in the store. Swing on in. Everyone in Colorado, if you're coming for opening weekend to Breckenridge, swing on in. There's also going to be a movie premiere at the Breckenridge Distillery, sponsored by them. I think they got like 3-4 movies that they're going to premiere.
That's it.
And because it's November 7th, I will, if anyone needs boot fitting, I will be free that day. If anyone wants to schedule a boot fit appointment and come in through there, I will gladly do some boot fitting. So for anyone that sees this, do that. I also promised Leanne down there that I would promote this in the podcast. This is not a paid endorsement. I just promised her.
We're just homies.
As a friend, I would do that for her. So, but yeah, swing on in. It's 20% off all the new stuff. And they do have a bunch of stuff that you can't find online and whatnot. So, definitely. But yeah, the mid cover, like,
weird concept.
And I feel it reminds me very much of like Option at the very end of it as being a company.
Mm-hmm.
They had this thing called Flinserts, which was flare inserts, and you could like screw little figurines into the edge of the board, and they'd stick up out of the sidewall. And I was like, and I was like, and this is right when Rocker Reverse Camera. I was like, so you're gonna do Rocker Reverse? No, that's gimmicky shit. And I'm like, you put a miniature insert into the sidewall so you can put a figurine that's screwed in. Like.
Yeah. And look how well that worked out for him.
Yeah, where's Option today? Not around.
No.
So I don't know. I was asked actually if we would ever do a print magazine, and I thought about it. Yobi did it before they went under, and I was like, I feel like it's kind of the kiss of death, but it could also be a funny little novelty thing. Like if I did it,
us, because of how aggressively we've basically knocked print media, I think we actually could do it.
I think it would be funny, and if we did just a limited release in the store, people would buy it.
Like a satirical print.
No, I think it'd be like 15 pages, like a little zine or something. Mm-hmm. It would be really small, and I'd only probably print up like 100 copies and shit, but it would be something super funny to do. It'd be it'd be super satirical and stuff like that. But otherwise, it's such a weird thing to me to think how many people are still trying to push print media, and it's like, dude, you can't anymore. You just can't. I actually read this really funny article on Vanity Fair about YouTubing and the blended lines between celebrity and YouTube celebrity,
right,
and where it's going. And I see it all the time. Like it's, I get recognized around here, and it's kind of awkward and creepy and stuff.
Yeah, I'm still not used to getting recognized at work.
It's weird.
It's still weird. It's probably never not going to be weird. I don't know what to do.
Shake their hand, give them a high five, do whatever.
I guess.
It's just weird to me. Like, my favorite is when I get recognized at the liquor store. Mm-hmm. I lie to them and tell them that I'm my brother Steve, my twin brother Steve, and they're like, "What? You have a twin brother Steve?" And I was like, "No."
One of my favorites lately was I was working with a dude on skis, and he recognized me. And that was confusing. I was like, why are you watching Angrysnowboarder?
A lot of skiers do.
Yeah.
It's really weird.
It's very strange.
They keep complaining that they don't have their own media. Well, you know what? If you don't have something and you don't like it, why don't you do what I did and start it yourself?
Yeah.
Although I do own Angryskier.com.
So don't try it.
And I did register Angryskier social media accounts too. So
perfect.
But if anyone wants to buy Angryskier.com to start Angryskier.com, I'll fucking sell it to you. $10,000. And if anyone wants to buy FeelaSnowboarding.com, $50,000. That is my goddamn retirement policy. The Olympics are coming. Fela's making outerwear in China.
Yep.
It's coming.
Yeah, it is.
And I got that domain. I'm holding on to that motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
Someone also asked me if I would buy the Snowboard Turner for you, or Snowboard Turner, or thegoodsnowboardturner.com. I'm thinking about buying these domain names for you, because it would just be really funny, and then it just links to Kevin.
The one I prefer the most is the Good Snowboard Turner. That's the one that I want. I want that one.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to Photoshop your face onto Mr. Turner's face from Boy Meets World and write the Good Snowboard Turner.
I was already his doppelganger for a minute when I had my...
When you had your pseudo mullet?
Yeah, when I had
your pseudo curly mullet?
Yeah.
You had like a 90s mullet.
I definitely had a 90s mullet for a minute, yeah.
I have had some great mullets in my day. Mm-hmm. Marcus keeps asking me if I should bring it back, but I think that's because he thinks my hair right now is very Aryan.
So we went from Whitelines Snowboard Mag to mullets. Welcome to the Angrysnowboarder Podcast.
Oh, it's a podcast. It doesn't matter. Oh. Also, podcasts, I read a whole thing, is going to become like a multi-billion-dollar industry in the next 3 years.
Sick.
So right now, we're competing against a few people. We're probably the worst snowboard podcast out there.
Which means we're the best.
because we're not on Spotify, which they sent me an email on why we're not. Something to do with the formatting. I got to figure that out. Which probably is why we're not on iTunes, because I keep uploading and they won't do it. I don't know. I'm almost tempted to switch us from Podbean back to SoundCloud, because when we were on SoundCloud, we didn't have this problem.
Yeah.
But at the time, SoundCloud was like declaring bankruptcy, and I was freaking the fuck out that we were going to lose it. So
Sure.
So maybe I'll switch back to SoundCloud from Podbean. I mean, it's only like $5 more a month. I think I can afford that.
Yeah.
I just won't eat a taco once a month. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. But we are definitely the worst snowboarding podcast. And I am okay with that.
Yeah, I'm pretty okay with it. We don't need to do anything different.
I mean, if you set the bar really low and you still come in above it, you're doing good.
And you're doing great.
I mean,
Yeah.
I had no hopes that this thing would even make it a year,
Mm-hmm.
and here we are.
Still trucking. We still have stuff to talk about.
People still keep like submitting stuff for us to talk about,
Mm-hmm.
which is like what's totally awesome about the the next section of this podcast. We're going to be talking bad snowboard inventions.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't bust out the wheel this time, but it's
maybe next time we do this.
yeah. But we got like 4 or 5. You wanna dive into some bad inventions?
Let's do it.